Alrighty guys, welcome back to another beta Minecraft video. Today we've got a tutorial on how to build a crash slab conveyor belt in beta Minecraft. Okay, so I'm going to use a combination of too many items and single player commands to show this to you, but you can definitely build this in survival. Now the first thing you want to do is mark out an area. This is going to be quite tall, and essentially we're going to create a cube of crash slabs that you can use, that you can mine. And the dimensions of that cube are going to be 11 across by 12 deep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just like that, okay? And now this bottom layer is going to be empty because we need to detect, well, we're going to make it so that it's a smart system, so we can detect when there's when the storage is full, essentially. So what you want to do is place blocks like this with a repeater coming out like this, and a block here with a redstone torch on top. And then we're going to fly here, and we're going to basically tower up this, create a torch tower basically. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, and then out of this we're going to run a redstone line, just like this, with a piston, a sticky piston on top, just like that. Okay, now we'll come back to that. So now what you want to do is you want to build up 2 blocks like this, and then build a shape kind of like this here, like this. And now this is where we're going to be building our crash lab creator. That's not correct. Just like that. So if we grab some slabs, just like this, and we do this, there you go, that's going to be our crash lab creator, just like that. And now we're going to build off of this, and we're going to build a bud switch just right here. So you want a sticky piston there like that, leading out of this block, with a block underneath like this, and a redstone torch there like that. Then you want another block in front of that redstone torch with a repeater on top. That's going to, when this block gets pushed out, get powered, and then power this repeater. That will power this redstone torch, turning on and off this redstone line just like that. So if we go back to our transmutation here, you'll see that when I power this, it'll not only create a crash lab, but will also send out a pulse, which we can use later in our contraption here. So if we do that, there you go, you can see it there. So if we go there, just like that. Okay, and so the next part is quite simple. We're going to actually create the conveyor itself. So we're going to place a block on top of that sticky piston and a block there with a repeater there. That's going to take the output of this block as well, just like this one will. And then we're going to create a little couple of redstone lines here. One of them's going to have a repeater, 2 repeaters like this, one on a 1-tick delay like that, or a 2-tick delay like that, with redstone between. And then we're going to also put a regular piston there like that. And then we're going to create a little line here like this, put a sticky piston there like that, and another block there like that. And then we're going to feed this line with redstone just like that. So now when we place our crash slabs, it's going to activate the bud switch here, which is then going to power this piston to retract and then push the crash slab out of the way. So just like that. Okay, so this is essentially how far the piston can push, which is 12 blocks long. Now in order to actually make this work, we need to get rid of this one, and you'll see that it lines up perfectly with our template we have on the bottom there. Now the next step is we're going to place a block like this, and we're going to place blocks of iron, or whatever block you want to use, all the way across like that, so it should be 11 blocks long, and then we can remove this like that, and then we're going to place regular pistons underneath all the way along like this. After that, we're going to build 2 blocks down like this and place a redstone torch. Now this is going to detect basically when a block comes here, it's going to get powered, and we're going to take an output to actually push the blocks along. So if we get a repeater here like this, and then we create a little staircase of redstone like this, and follow it all the way along the top, just like that. When we place a block here, you'll see that all of the pistons activate and push along. And if you can't see the end here, if we place a whole block along like this, oh yeah, you'll see that it basically pushes them all out, which is exactly what we want. Now this, just like the last one, will push out 12 blocks. Just like that. So this one will push out 12 blocks, and you'll see that that lines up perfectly with our scaffolding we made earlier. And now the good thing is we can actually keep this 12 blocks long and 11 blocks across. Now this is the expensive part, is we need to create basically a giant ceiling of pistons to push all the blocks down. So essentially what we need to do is place pistons, regular pistons, in an 11 by 12 grid basically. And this is a bit annoying in the single player commands because I have to constantly fly. So yeah, there's 11 across, and then there we go, 12 deep. So now we just need to fill this in. Okay, so now that we have our giant platform of pistons in place, we can finally make the last piece of this conveyor belt. So you want to go 2 blocks down like this, and then 2 blocks out like this. This will basically be similar to what we did down there, where we're going to detect when a block is in this place by pulling out a signal. So if we put a redstone repeater there like that, and we have that going into a redstone torch there, and then that itself will go into a redstone torch like this. And now we're going to cover this whole platform in whatever block you want. So I'm using iron to make it obvious. But yeah, we're going to cover this whole platform plus 2 blocks that stick out on this side. Okay? So I'm just going to fill this in now. Okay, so now you should have every piston up here covered in a block, plus 2 sticking out of this side here, just like this. Now, the final step is we're going to place repeaters along the second row like this, and then redstone dust to cover all of the rest of the surface. So redstone dust along there, and then entirely covering the top of the pistons here like this. Okay, and that is the whole contraption completed. So essentially what's going to happen now is every time I create a crash slab, it's going to push out here, create the crash slab, be pulled in here, and then pushed out here, and then it will go across all the way along here as I create more. Once it reaches this block here, it will activate this line of redstone and power all of these pistons, which will push all of those crash slabs across like this. And if you do that 12 times, it will eventually make its way to this block, and once a block hits this corner, you'll see that it activates the entire platform here. So essentially, you'll have an entire sheet, an entire 12 by 11 sheet under here, and once this is activated, every single piston will push it down, and then you'll be able to repeat that whole process 12 times to get it down to the bottom. And now what we have at this bottom section here, we can get rid of these temp blocks. What we have at this bottom section here is, say you have a platform. The whole platform is coming down, it's being pushed down by the pistons, and then it gets pushed down one more time. Basically, this will get powered, it'll come up here, and then this retracts this piston here like this. And what that does is it makes it so that if you're, maybe if you have some kind of a clicker or something, it won't allow you to pull any more back because the system will be full like this. If we pretend these are crash slabs, the system will be full, and it'll stop you from creating more and pushing you off a ledge or breaking the redstone or anything like that. So yeah, that is the whole system. I hope you find this redstone tutorial useful, and yeah, thanks for watching. I do actually have one more bonus thing to share, and that is this might not work on a server if you're playing on a multiplayer beta server. So let me show you how to make it work. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to extend this by 1 block, just like that, and we're going to keep this the same. We're going to have this all the same like that, and then we're going to place 2 blocks like this, and we're going to put a repeater on 4 ticks like that, and then a repeater on 2 ticks just like that. Now, doing this should make it work on a server, and I can demonstrate that it still works here in single player. It's a little bit slower, like very mildly slower if you decide to do it this way in single player, but obviously you can adjust the timings here. But this little setup should make it work in multiplayer.